speak up, please, a little bit?
I'll start with that. And yeah, the question is, how do you deal with risk associated with change? And so process engineering wants to make a change, but yield engineering doesn't. And so there's always some reluctance to change. But for sure, making improvements means making change. And so there's no doubt that whether it's productivity, costs, or capacity, that in order to make improvements, we have to make changes. That happens internally or externally. And then the question is, how do we manage change, and how can we accelerate those changes in a systematic and manageable way? So within Atmel, we have a process control change review board that meets weekly to review these changes. I would say typically this year we've had probably between 15 and 20 changes per week that we've introduced into the factory. So those, some of them are very quick and some of them take longer. So, but certainly the organization as a whole has to overcome a reluctance to change, and then it's just how do we manage it. So fortunately for me, both the process engineering group and the yield group work for me. So change is not an option. It's just how do we manage it successfully.
Another element to consider is that you can't do it all yourself. Collaboration is very critical. And through an organization like the Fab Owners Association, where we get process engineers or industrial engineers or EH&S people together, they can kind of mitigate the amount of, or they can control the amount of risk they're willing to take by discussing it with their peers who are outside their companies. Any other question? Oh, Joe wants to say something.
Well, I was just going to reiterate, based on Brent's presentation, that what Dan said, that there's always risk in changing something, but the alternative is to become obsolete. And if you look at, it's really an issue of gatekeepers. If somebody whose goal specifically on yield gets to be a gatekeeper, that's a problem. You have to have somebody making decisions that can see the big picture and make the right decisions.
Okay, so I think we're about out of time. So thank you very much.